Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. It is Monday. Everyone get paid. Let me take off this watch before it annoys some of you. Everyone is getting paid. Monday. I'm joking. No one's getting paid. It's Monday. We're only getting paid weekend if you are working. If you're not working, push up, press up, hand about. So let's get to it. The video today is about Nkosi Ngcobo. What's happening to Nkosi Ngcobo? Nkosi Ngcobo is one of the best number 10s. And is Nkosi Ngcobo good enough to compete with Patrick Maswangwai and Themba Zwane? Let's get to it. Before we get to it, like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for the support. Thank you. Now, let's get to it. Guys, everybody in this country who supports South African football, who loves the game and all of that, has high praise for the brain of Nkosi Ngcobo. If you don't know Nkosi Ngcobo was the captain of our now DDC team, MDC team. At the age of 16, Arthur Zwane gave this boy the captain's armband at the age of like 16. I always say this, but the crazy thing about Nkosi Ngcobo at the time, which is why I think maybe we must give him the armband now, so he takes more responsibility. But with the crazy thing about Nkosi Ngcobo at the time is that right now there's an age restriction for players who are allowed to play reserve. I think it's you only allowed 3 under 23s or something like that. But back in the days, we had the Lorenzo Coutinhos, people coming back from injuries like possibly Abonange, all of those players who came back from injuries. They would start getting game time by DDC, the reserve team, and then come up to the first team when they were ready and healed. But when they got to the DDC team, they were seniors, but Nkosi Ngcobo was their captain. Nkosi Ngcobo was the best player, and he was only 16 years old that time. That is how good the guy is. Fast forward to Nkosi Ngcobo's years under Kevin Hunt. Nkosi Ngcobo took us to the CAF Champions League final. Let me tell you something right now. Patrick Maswangwai and Themba Zwane haven't single-handedly taken their teams to a CAF Champions League final. Themba Zwane was in a crew that had Dolly, Billiard, Castro, and those were the stars in Trompo Kekan. It was not Themba Zwane at the time. We just knew Themba Zwane Umnandi, but he was not the Themba Zwane that we know of today. But Nkosi Ngcobo, when he took Chiefs to the CAF Champions League final, he was the star of the team. He was the star of the team. He held that team together. He was creating football. Lebogang Manyama for Castro, for Nukovic. He was the heart and beat of Kaizer Chiefs. That boy would turn people like... You know, if there's one thing I enjoy about Nkosi Ngcobo, it's how he will turn a player. You think you know soccer until that boy turns you. He'll make you face that pole that time. You'll be like, and then he's gone. But he must just gain his fitness again, because the difference between Nkosi Ngcobo of CAF Champions League and the one now is the one in CAF Champions League would pass you at the turn, but he had the speed and the pace to get past you and start pushing. Example is Themba Zwane and Maswangwai. Not the fastest of players, but because they know how to use their players, their pace and space, they look fast in certain moments when they beat you. So that is what's lacking Nkosi Ngcobo. So now the question is, Nkosi Ngcobo went from being on par with Patrick Maswangwai and Themba Zwane. Coaches like Pito, players like Themba Zwane have always pointed at Nkosi Ngcobo as the next best player of not Kaizer Chiefs, of Bafana and South African football. They pointed at him and then they said, you are next. So what happened to the guy? Let's ask ourselves, what happened to the guy? Someone who carried a team to CAF Champions League final, to someone who can't make the team a lot of the times in the past few years, for someone who can't help the team win, for someone who can't score goals, for someone who can't influence the team, for someone who needs to be forced into the team. Because Kevin Johnson forced Nkosi Ngcobo to the team. He didn't knock down the door. Kevin Johnson was like, Ngena! And then Nkosi Ngcobo was like, again, you know, kind of thing. So it was like, no, Nkosi, you must have a deep ball shoot. So petamina la gwamla mina ngumzulu. So that's what we expect of Amakhosi Ngcobo. But then it comes with the actually shop voice like no man. So that's what happened. Amakhosi Ngcobo, this is where the turning point is in his career. You guide someone, you guide a team to CAF Champions League final. You don't have good signings, you don't have support, but you guide a team to CAF Champions League final. Next season, what happens? The team, Kaizer Junior, Bobby, Kaizer Senior, Jessica Mantau, they all acknowledge your greatness. They all acknowledge how good you are by going and grabbing a legendary jersey that I believe was worn by players like Abotabo Mog. A legendary number 12 jersey. And they say this jersey is heavy, ne? But Amakhosi Ngcobo deserves to wear this jersey. So they take this heavy jersey and they give it to this boy. What does that mean? It means that Kaizer Senior, Kaizer Junior, Bobby Mutaung, Jessica, all our management is saying, this is our star player. He is the future of Kaizer Chiefs. We are giving him a legendary jersey so he can take Chiefs to better and brighter heights. Then the problem begins. Stuart Baxter arrives and tears down all of Kevin Hunt's work. No more Happy Mashiane. No more Sabelo Khadebe. No more Amakhosi Ngcobo. No more Blom. No more Ngezana. Katlamulazit. One by one. Stuart Baxter has Chiefs, Baba. We are cutting can. So Stuart Baxter came and tore down Chiefs. Granted, Amakhosi Ngcobo started that season with Stuart Baxter with a slight injury. He recovered. On the bench, in the matchday squad, no Amakhosi Ngcobo. On the bench, in the matchday squad, no Amakhosi Ngcobo. Amakhosi Ngcobo sat bench. Until when? Ask yourself, when did Amakhosi Ngcobo start playing? When Stuart Baxter got COVID. And then Themba Zwane went and Kenny-cut the team and brought back Amakhosi Ngcobo, and Amakhosi Ngcobo created assists and goals. And we asked the question, why is Stuart Baxter not able to work Amakhosi Ngcobo, but Zwane is able to play this boy even out of position, because he was playing right wing and sometimes would shift and play left wing with the players like Abokama Billiard Namodol. And he was on fire. The boy was on fire. But Stuart Baxter came back from COVID and took out Amakhosi Ngcobo. Never again. Stuart Baxter took out Amakhosi Ngcobo and put in Parker. He did not care for Amakhosi Ngcobo. So this is my problem. The club is saying you are out of our future. The coach says, gwamla, petemina la. So the club made Amakhosi Ngcobo the future. Stuart Baxter said never. Stuart Baxter could not figure out a way to play Amakhosi Ngcobo in his team and make him a star in the team. And that is where the downfall of Amakhosi Ngcobo went. Amakhosi Ngcobo, this thing went in his head. He was depressed, Baba. He didn't understand what he did wrong. Imagine yourself, to CAF Champions League final. When Themba Zwane puts me in the game, I score and I create goals. But when Lombaba Loa figure, he benches me. Like, what must I do? What must I do? This guy just benches me. It gets to Amakhosi Ngcobo's head. He starts having family problems. He can't crack the squad. Yeah, Stuart Baxter. Stuart Baxter keeps telling him, you're not good enough. 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 The boy believes it. The boy believes it. When Themba Zwane comes in charge, the boy still believes he's not good enough. Big! He gets a long-term injury. Comes back this season. Melefinseki, I don't believe in you. Big bench, big no match day squad. Then who brings him in? Kevin Johnson by force. Why am I trying to say this? I'm saying Guti, Mshini Ngcobo has the same quality and ability as Themba Zwane and Masangwai. Right now, a lot of Chiefs players are saying, hey, we could have signed to Masangwai. Hey, Sundowns has Themba Zwane. Hey, Tina, we have Mshini Ngcobo. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, where is the Mshini Ngcobo and why is he not being the Mshini Ngcobo we know? I'll tell you number one. Physical, he's not ready. Muzi is not training him right. He needs to lose weight. He needs to be light. He needs to be able to turn and go. We need this boy mustn't be a scanzonzo. He needs to let go of weight. Number two, he needs to continue to play. They need to continue to put him in the game. Number three, they need to give him responsibility in the game. Give him the captain's armband, Baba. Give him the captain's armband and say, hey, Baba, you are now the captain of the team. Tell us, what must we do? Stele, when voice your opinion. Tell us, what must we do? Give him the captain armband, Baba. Give him the captain's armband. Meaning, you say, Kuna, Dolly, Msimango, Mshini Ngcobo, Tad. Here's your armband. As much as I still prefer Msimango as the captain, but maybe this is what Mshini Ngcobo needs, because he is a top class number 10, and he can unlock any defense, not in South Africa, in the world. Mshini Ngcobo went to, I think, an under-20 World Cup, and a coach who was coaching another under-20, I think it was an Italy team on stuff, he was like, this boy is amazing. He was like, this boy is gonna be a star in Europe one day. This guy was praising Mshini Ngcobo when Chiefs had not acknowledged him. This guy said Mshini Ngcobo is going to be a star. He was like, I don't know who this boy is, but this boy is going to be a star. That is how good Mshini Ngcobo was, or is. The key to Kaizer Chiefs is with you, Mshini Ngcobo. You said you don't like social media. You say social media is harsh. I mean, I'm going to be harsh on you and say, Mina, I believe in you, Mshini Ngcobo. Mina, you are not the next Dr. Kumalo. You are not the next Shoes Musheu. You are not the next Kaizer Taung. You are not the next teenage that you are Mshini Ngcobo. And you are a star, my boy. You are a star. And when Chiefs wins the cup that's coming next season, you must pick that cup up. You are a star, Mshini Ngcobo. And I jiggle into it. Feel like jig. You are a star, Baba. Amakhosi for life. And then him tell Ngcobo what's in tell who is star. He must go there. Abayenzela ma WhatsApp. Like and subscribe. Sharp.